So Bob, tell me a little bit about how God brought you where you are right now.
Well, Tim, it started almost 20 years ago when I was a mining engineer overseeing a gold mining operation in central Nevada. And I was up my operation one day just praying, and I felt that God asked me a question. He says, "Bob, what are you doing all of this for?" And I just really sensed that God wanted me in a different part of the world. And it ended up leading us to Central Asia. And from there, I really saw poverty for the very first time in my life. I went out to some of the very remote villages with the government, and as I prayed, I just sensed that God said, "This is where I want you. This is what I want you to start doing," and working in the area of poverty. And that led us into working with leprosy. And I'm a mining engineer. I wasn't a leprologist. I didn't know anything about leprosy, but God says He'll do great exploits through you if you just trust in Him. And He helped us to become the chief leprologist. I was called Dr. Hedlund by the Ministry of Health, and we saw some tremendous impact. And it was because of our work in leprosy, really we started seeing the growth of the church in Central Asia. They were very, very effective, and a lot of the development teaching that we did impacted the church to where they went out and started working in, not just in leprosy, been in the TB hospitals, the hemophilia wards, the other medical wards, the prisons, wherever the church could get into, they were very effective in doing that and planting churches in each one of those institutions, as well as going out into the remote parts of the country and seeing that happen. So we've been working there since December 2001, doing work with schools. We've built 6 different schools, have 7,000 children now in school that could not be in school because there were no schools. Most of our work presently is in agriculture, and that's trying to find alternate livelihood to opium poppy. And we've seen a reduction in opium, 70% reduction in the north.
Now, some of what you do is really bringing the principles of the kingdom of God into a culture that just doesn't experience them. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Being in this part of the world, I had to change my way of what I thought being a Christian was. Raising your hand, accepting Jesus, going down to the altar, and it's completely different in a Muslim context. I love Muslims, I love working with them, and we're not doing it overtly, but we just know that our lifestyle is a way that we can reach them. Well, in April, I had a training class on servant leadership. First time my staff had ever learned anything about leadership, and it was all from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the love chapter. So I taught 14 hours with my staff, and at the end of that 14 hours, they were changed people.